Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to another edition of Crush Lusher Television. All right. So I hope everyone had a great Easter, and I hope everyone is still safe and healthy. So we're going to dive into some equations of circles today. Okay, so this is going to be taking the circles that we've been working on, now putting it on a coordinate plane that looks like this. So pause the video and write down all this stuff and draw a picture. It's okay if you don't have a graph paper. I don't either, so we're just going to improvise and do the best we can. All right, here we go. So basically what it says is this. So there's your title, Equations of Circles today. So the center is going to be HK. H is going to be the X, and K is going to be the Y. And the radius is R, because it starts with R. Easy. Okay, no problem. So here is your equation. X minus H squared, because that's going to be the center where the X value is. And then Y minus K, which is the Y value of the center, squared equals the radius squared. Okay, so if you have a center, that's HK, bam, and then the radius is just R. So all these are radii, is an infinite amount, sorry. Starts at the middle. Doot, 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 doot. All right, got it. So, using, this goes all the way to the edge, my bad. So, example 1. Write an equation for a circle with center -1, 3 and radius 6. Okay, so this is H, this is K. And so I'm going to start writing this. This is my equation. So you might want to put a star by this in your notes. This is very importante. So it's going to be X minus H. H is -1, so that's going to be -1. All that squared. Plus Y minus K. K is 3. Bam, squared. Equals radius squared. The radius is 6, so it's 6 squared. So now I'm going to simplify this. So when you subtract a negative, you actually add a positive. So it's going to be X plus 1 squared plus Y minus 3 squared. Don't do nothing with that. Equals 6 times 6. What is that? Ooh, 36. Yeah. And there we go. Hopefully we got the same thing as in our example. Bam. Yeah, I got it. Good. I'm good. All right, so looking at these right here. So a couple of them are easy, a couple of them are more complicated. So I'm going to go over a few of them, and then you're going to do the rest, okay? And then we're going to flip, and then we're actually going to draw these. So I'm going to do a few of these. So pause the video, copy this down if you need. It's all in the PDF that's attached. All right, so I'm going to do number 1, number 5, number 8, and number 9. Ooh, how lucky are you? Okay, so the center is at 0, 0. The radius is at 8. Okay, so that would mean it's X minus 0 squared plus, this is H, this is K, Y minus 0 squared equals radius 8 squared. Seems easy. X minus 0 is just X, like 10 minus 0 is 10, 100 minus 0 is 100, X minus 0 is just X. Y minus 0 is just Y, and then 8 times 8, that's not 16. No, that ain't 16. That's 64. Cool, got it. All right, next, number 5. You can pause the video, see if you can get it. There's a little trick in here. See if you can figure it out. All right, here we go. Here's H, here's K. X minus -2 squared plus Y minus -6 squared equals, this is the diameter. Ooh, so that would mean that if you have a circle, the whole diameter going through the center of the circle is 8. So that would mean the radius is what I want. The radius goes here is what? Yeah, it's 4. Because 4 plus 4 is 8. Cool. So this is 4 squared. That ain't 8 squared. You got to pause and you got to think about what's going on in the problem. So this is X minus negative, which is plus 2 squared plus Y plus 6 squared equals 4 squared, which is 16. Hello. There you go. All right, cool. Let's keep going. Number 8. The center is at 1, -5/8, and the radius is at radical 5. All right, cool. So it's X minus 1 squared plus, I think we can speed this up now, right? Y minus -5/8, which is Y plus 5/8 squared equals, this is the radius, so it's just radical 5 squared. Now what the hell is this? So what are we doing over here? So radical 5 squared. Well, What's radical 9 squared? Radical 9 times radical 9. So that's radical 9 squared, because when you square something, you times it by itself, right? So that's going to be 3 times 3, which is 9. Ooh. What's radical 4 squared? Radical 4 times radical 4. That would be 2 times 2, which is 4. Ooh, you see a pattern? Radical 9 times radical 9 is 9. Radical 4 times radical 4 is 4. Radical 5 times radical 5, yeah, is just 5. Got it. X minus 1 squared plus y plus 5 over 8 squared equals 5. There we go. Because you also know that radical and square are opposites, so they undo each other. So this is the answer for number 8. Cool. A little bit more complicated, number 9. Find the center and radius. X squared plus y squared equals 20. So the center is HK, but there's not x minus something or x plus something here. This is actually x minus 0 squared. The 0 is hidden because when you subtract from 0, you're actually doing nothing. This is plus y minus 0 squared. So this is just 0, 0 is my center. The origin, and there you go. And so this part is usually radius squared. So radius squared equals 20. So I need to solve for r to get my radius and solve the problem. So I need to square root both sides, because square root is the opposite of squaring. We just talked about that right there. And so radius equals the square root of 20. But I think we can simplify that a little bit. What perfect square goes into 20? 4, right? So that's going to be radical 4 times 5, because 4 times 5 is 20. What's the square root of 4? Yeah, 2. Square root of 5 is, I don't know. So that's going to remain like that. So it's 2 radical 5. So radical 20 and 2 radical 5 are the same. This is simplifying the radical, so that's the final answer. That's your radius. So the center is 0, 0. The radius is 2 radical 5. So pause the video, knock the rest of these out. Bop, 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 bop. All right, here we go. So now we're going to do the opposite. So now we're going to draw, 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 draw. All right, so no problem. Easy ease. All right, so a couple easy steps in order to do this. So here's the first one. Write this down. Graph x plus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 9. You got to get something that looks like this. Okay, dokie. So a couple steps. Here you go. So here's the problem. I wrote it down. Number 1, find the center. 2, find the radius, and then graph starting with the center. So these are the 3 steps. So pause the video. If you're able to do these 3 steps, you can graph all these. No problemo. Okie dokie. Here you go. So the center. So first, actually, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals radius squared. So this is the equation of any circle right there. So I'm going to write that down above so I know. And so minus h, this is actually plus 3. So this is actually x minus negative 3 in disguise. And so my x coordinate of my center is going to be negative 3, the opposite. And the y coordinate of my center is just y minus k, y minus 1, which is just 1. Bam. And r squared equals 9. So what number times itself as 9? Yeah, 3. And negative 3. Well, you don't need negative 3 because why? Oh, you can't have a negative distance. You can't have a negative radius. It doesn't make sense. So radius is 3. So we got these 2 things locked in. So we did step 1, step 2. Step 3, we have to graph. Yeah, we don't have graph paper, but it's okay. It's okay. So we start on negative 3, 1. So approximate as best as you can. So here's the center. And the radius is 3. So I'm just going to count 3 right, and then 3 up, 3 to the left, and 3 down. So I'm going to go 3, 1, 2, 3, bam, put a dot. I'm going to go 3 up, 1, 2, 3, bam, put a dot, go back to the center. 1, 2, 3, about, bam, and then 1, 2, 3, down, like that. And then connect the dots, la, 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 la. Don't make it a box, do the curvy curve. There you go, bam. And that's about what they got here. Might as well label it. Radius is 3. You can do a radius there, whatever. Okay, radius is 3. Cool. All right, 2 more. Number 1 and number 4. So you're going to do all these right here. All this stuff is in the PDF. I'm going to do number 1 and number 4. The rest you are on your own to do, okay? So Here you go. Number 1. So x squared plus y squared is 16. Step 1, what do? Find the center. In this case, the center is the origin 0, 0, because this is x minus 0 squared. And then y minus 0 squared. What's the radius? That's the next step. What's that? Oh yeah, you're right. It's 4, because 4 squared is 16. Cool. Now graphy graph. So we start at the origin. There's your center. And then go 4 to the right. 4 up. 4 to the left. Back to the center. 4 down. Connect the dots. La 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 la. And so my radius, bam, is 4, and my center is 0, 0. Label that so you don't have graph paper. It just makes it a little more clear. Okay? Cool. All right. Now, almost done. Last one. I'm going to do number 4. Then you're on your own for the rest. Okay? So, x plus 1 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 6. Ooh, what is this? Okay. So first, the center is what? Negative 1, 2. Yeah, you got it. Center is negative 1, 2. And so the radius squared is this. So that would mean I need to square root both sides. So what is the square root of 6.25? Yeah, you can use your calculator. You can use your phone. That's perfectly allowed. 6.25, square root it. And what do you get? Yeah, you get 2.5. Oh, sorry, 2.5. My bad. 2.5. Boop. There you go. Because 25 times 25 is actually 625. You just got the decimal right there. So, graphy graph, no problemo. Negative 1, 2. So negative 1, 1, 2. Bam, there's your center. And then go 2.5. About 2.5. 1, 2.5. 1, 2.5. 1, 2.5. Bam. Connect the dots. La 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 la. Bam. But you can't draw a more perfect circle than that. That's the most perfect circle I ever seen. Negative 1, 2. And then the radius is 2.5. There you go. Cool. All right, your job now is to knock the rest of these out. Make sure you practice this, and make sure you practice this we just did. Make sure you practice both of those things so you knock out this exit quiz that's coming at you right after, okay? Make sure you practice. I'm going to check all your notes. Great job. Good work.